Hey Legionnaires, we're back with some more Rome 2 shenanigans for you here today. In today's 3v3 siege, we do have a glorious trio on the defense here as Masacely or Numidia, Swaby, and Gete prepare to defend. We've got a barbarian duo linking up with a desert force as well. And on the attack here today, we've definitely got, I would say, an unusual trio. I mean, Bactria is pretty solid. See them quite often the same with Mastodon, but Iceni, certainly, I would say, a weaker of the trio, the weakest of the trio, that's for sure. Often see these guys maybe on defense because they can kind of cost effectiveness. They're pretty good on defense, but yeah, like some of their infantry, like their main infantry, the Chosen Sword Band, I would not say they're the strongest in the world, really, especially on the attack. Like they're going to get outdone by thorax swords. And you know my opinion on a thorax sword, I never rate them that highly, that's for sure. But yes, it's good to be back with some more Rome 2 action. The Doctor will be staying away once again today, as a Rome 2 siege does keep the Doctor away. But yes, I don't know what this siege tower is doing. Still going in the wrong directions. He's not going to be able to land on that tower. I think these Iceni are drunk. They've had too much grog before going into battle. And yeah, they think that they can land on this archer tower here. But yeah, they've knocked down some walls. And I guess this is going to be the sort of main point of their assault here. It's going to be these two choke points. Numidia, though, is ready. He's got a whole bunch of light infantry ready, and he's got slingers as well. Firing, which is a bit of a waste because they're just shooting Eastern Spearmen. Leave the Eastern Spearmen to do their thing. Let them knock down some walls if they have to. I mean, I guess he's worried about them linking, like getting these towards the wall and knocking this bit down, opening the choke point. The light infantry can do that, and the light infantry has been allowed to just sally out quite nicely, actually, here. And the first little bit of... Oh, gosh, why can't we zoom in anymore? First little bit of engagement has sort of begun, as Numidia there engages with these spears. I guess they want to try and get rid of these spears, make sure they're not pushing the tortoises up any further. But is it really worth it? Because even if they do manage to rout these units, a better unit's just going to come up and they'll just push what siege equipment they want further forward. And you can see there the Numidian lights have got rid of the Eastern Spears, but now Sword Band are coming in from Iceni, and they'll just do the same job that the Bactria got sent to do, basically, just push up these towers. They're kind of a little bit of a waste of the light swords, you could say. I mean, they're not doing too bad. And we actually have got a Gete out here as well. He's got some mercenary axe warriors out here. So there's a bit of a even stronger unit being committed. I was going to say they need reserves up here. Falksman coming forward. My gosh, they really are committing to this sort of sally out. Here are the defenders. This replay was sent in to me by a member of my Discord, and he did say it's one of the closest. It was described as closest. It was the name of the replay. So yeah, that was certainly certainly suggests why it was. Well, suggests it's maybe going to be a really good one, is what I was trying to say. It's definitely worth sticking around and seeing how it goes down. That's for sure. Falksman here getting focused down. I think the reason we have such random factions as well is because they did do a spinning wheel, which I always find is very fun, because that means, you know, you're out of your comfort zone with sort of, you know, what you want to play. That's for sure. So I think that's why we've got Iceni, for instance, on the attack here today, is because the wheel decided for that individual that they were playing with them. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. So it definitely is a snack-worthy siege, is any Rome 2 siege battle. So yeah, make sure you got yourself some snacks, some drinks, and are prepared for a ancient smashdown. We've got these desert vigiles. I don't know why they're going up onto this little corner of the wall. Seems a bit of an odd spot to really go, since they can't land there. But yeah, I guess they're going up here for some reason. They're getting shot at by archers, Persian light archers shooting them. And we have got more archers over here. Dacian bows also now firing onto Sword Band. Again, I'd maybe just hold off with using missiles on certainly on the Iceni units. I'd say they're pretty low on armor anyway. Most of them are not really worth shooting. You want to save your ammo for, well, possibly thorax swords, I'm guessing. The thorax swords might be the best option, because that's kind of what most of Macedon and Bactria's going to be bringing here is thorax, to be fair. Or the pikes, if there's any pikes. No Thurio spears. No, I haven't seen a single pikeman, actually. Which is kind of surprising for Macedon and even Bactria, to be honest, both Hellenic factions. They could have done with a couple of pikes. Got a Royal Bactrian Guard going in. All these being pushed up. And we've got another sally out force over here. Oh no, these are re-rallied sallying. Sally Force troops, Numidian light infantry here, and they're going to just, you know, cause a little bit more trouble before they, well, get wiped out, basically. We'll see what the attackers do next. I would have said just force more of these tortoises towards the walls. Yeah, here we go. Eastern Spearmen are doing exactly that. They're making another hole in the wall here. These Desert Vigilantes could be in a little bit of trouble here. We will see. You sure you want to be up there, guys? I don't know if you really want to be up there. Oh, they stopped, actually. They've decided to just partially damage the wall. I don't know, they take too many casualties. I mean, these Eastern Spearmen, who cares? Who cares if they take casualties? I don't know what map this is, actually, now. I'm trying to look at it. I'm terrible with the name of maps. And it's really not coming to me. I don't think it's not Athens or anything like that, but it's a very cool map. We definitely don't see this one very often. That's for sure. There you go. They're finally going to try and destroy this wall. These Desert Vigilantes, yep, gonna be in trouble. There you go. Goodbye. And that opens that choke point up even more. So yeah, I mean, obviously they were going to come through this sort of area, but it really reiterates what corner they're going to have to go for. You can't attack over here because of these suburbs that are outside, which I do find quite funny that stops you assaulting there. As an attacker, just a few buildings that you could easily have knocked down or burnt down. And yeah, there you go. Focus down that Eastern Spearman, and they've routed that one very, very easily. Tribal Slingers doing their job. They get some decent, well, 23 kills. Not decent kills, I'd say. This one's doing okay, though. As Mastodon now forces forward another tower. Obviously, they're going to target around where the Slingers are, force them off the wall, and maybe get a few kills if they're lucky. And maybe a tower's going to get landed as well. I mean, I think towers and turtles is a good idea. I think if you can land in more ways than one, you don't want to just keep going through choke points necessarily. I think also if you can get over the walls, it's also a good way to, you know, stretch the enemy. And I haven't even realized this. Where did this come down? I'm guessing this is artillery that's brought that down. Yeah, Masson has actually used his giant Greek ballista, and he's brought that wall down. I guess they can. I don't think they can go up there. Might be able to sneak around that way. I don't know. I think they might have just knocked down that wall for no reason, really. I don't think you can actually use that area. We'll see, though. Maybe they can. And I'm going to get proved wrong. 93. Kill a couple of these slingers. And there you go. More of the wall being collapsed. And surely, inevitably, there's going to be an assault any second now. The thorax swords are ready to go. We've got Bactria's thorax swords up here as well. So yeah, they're both sides getting ready to just, yeah, send in the first wave. The first wave is going to be met by Club Levy, the finest troops in all of Germania. And those boys are going to, yeah, fight hard. That's for sure. Well, at least you hope so. The Falksmen here behind, they've seen a little bit of action already, apparently. They're already quite bloodied up. I think they've been shot at already. I think that's why they're covered in blood. That's a good unit that can be useful in these sort of early stages of the siege. Try and get some flanking charges with them. That's what they ideally need to be doing. And we've got a lot more Falksmen back here, just saying Dacia has spammed out these Falksmen. I'm probably going to call Getae Dacia and Mesacely Numidia. I think it's just so much easier. It's what they were called in the original Rome 1, sorry. You know, in the OG Rome Total War. We've got a bit of Desert Legionnaires. Need a whole fight with their Javies. They're just jabbing at Swordband in the tower. That's not going to achieve a lot. Just wasting your Javies. And Javies are, well, army killers in Rome 2. They really are. They are such a deadly weapon. They get so many kills. It's free kills as well, because you buy the unit and you get this ammo that you have no right to get. Vigilantes here. Still again waiting. I don't know whether it's a plan for the attackers to charge in and these Vigilantes are going to just come from behind in circle, maybe. Really have no idea. These painted ones that are on the tower are finally getting off. It's a funny number of 69 of them left, but this tower is about to collapse. They really need to get out of here soon. And I think that's why Bactria's falling back, whether he's worrying the tower is going to collapse and hurt him. I don't think it will. And I think finally, we're going to see an actual sort of engagement inside the walls. Swordband here. Look like they finally might be given the order to go in. Mastodon is knocking down another wall here. They are really taking their time with the attackers here. We're still yet to see a little bit of action, really, bar that skirmish outside the wall. Very yeah, very nervous assault, I'd say, from the attackers here. Very, very nervous. I'd say I think they've got better quality, absolutely. I mean, the Legionnaires, I think, are probably better than most stuff that's been brought today. I'd say, like, looking at stat-wise, but it's just they haven't got enough of them, I doubt. There is a chariot back here. I didn't even realize this. I thought maybe it was a scorpion or something. But yeah, they did bring a chariot. Not that great though. I don't rate those chariots near as as high as like the Hellenic ones. I mean, they can get decent kills. But yeah, the melee attack. Look at that. 43 is actually lower than a Desert Legionary. Obviously their charge bonus though is what's 32. Legionaries have 14. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd imagine they have a higher charge bonus, but then I thought 32 is quite low actually. But yeah, they're not exactly got the greatest health or armor. So they do die relatively quickly, especially if missiles are around. But here we go. Finally, Mastodon steps inside the city and he dares to face down against the defenders. We're going to get rid of the foliage now, and we'll just enjoy the siege. And we'll see these Falconsmen are going to go in. And they're going to meet the Macedonians with steel, curved blades, and some fury from the Balkans. I guess these guys would have kind of historically fought each other as well, Macedon and Megiddo. And they've gone in at the Falconsmen, but they're going to quite swiftly withdraw. They've got some kills, but definitely lost a lot more. And in go the Legionaries. They've been sent in straight away. And the Club Levy, oh, and they've sent in the Falconsmen again. I like it. I'm a big fan of this, giving the Falconsmen as many charges as possible. I still think frontal charges aren't the way for them. I think side charges are so much better, though. Side and rear charges, that's where you get the enemy. Yeah, this unit's nearly dead. 57 kills. Not great, to be honest. So they've done some serious damage to some of these thorax, that's for sure already. We've got Chosen Sword now coming in. The Vigiles up here, oh, they've been routed. I think they've been routed by this thorax actually that went onto the wall, and they're getting focused down by missiles. So yeah, don't know what the plan was with that Vigilate. Didn't really work, whatever was supposed to happen. But the Club Levy now engage against Iceni and Bactrian forces. I mean, Club Levy from Germania and then Bactria from literally the borders of India. I couldn't think of really two nations that are, well, further apart, I guess, apart from the Iceni. But they're allies. I guess that equally is weird. Imagine being like an Iceni warlord and you've allied with a Bactrian king. And like, what do we have in common? Why are we invested in this together? Because the spinning wheel of randomness says so. That's why. And in come the chariots. Here we go. They're going straight on in of these chariots, and they're going to just, well, as you can see, already dying quite quickly. They've got 50 kills. I think they'll get triple figures, which is, yeah, oh yeah, they will get triple figures. Okay, yeah, they've got 160, 70 kills. They've done very, very well. And they're going to, the thing is, they keep doing so much damage. 200 kills, 230, and they'll keep getting kills even once they're routed. Okay, I take it back. I kind of rate them a little more. This one has certainly been used well. Maybe should have brought more. 300 kills he got there. Just steamrolling through so many units. I mean, just did so much damage. There's so many light infantry units back here. That was a great target for them. And they do die quite quickly. They are very much like a very, very quick sort of lifespan. They burn up quickly. Falconsmen here in prolonged melee, they won't do so well, and they're already, I think, pretty battered from already being charged by the chariots. It seems like they are having a real tough time. I mean, like, these guys are just standing here. They're just like, yeah, look at our Falcons, and they get stabbed in the chest. There you go. I mean, they're holding them back for now. Chosen Swordband are actually winning. They've got 200 kills. My gosh. And I was saying that I don't rate these guys. Maybe I just don't know enough about Rome 2. My opinion is not valid at all. Yeah, these Chosen Swordband are breaking through. What else is in it? Royal Guard now being sent in as well. Yeah, I see these really pushing hard. I mean, definitely these Legionnaires, though, can definitely, I would say, counter most of these Chosen Swordband. It's just whether they've got enough of the Legionnaires to do it. They've got a lot of reserves back here that are, I'd say, a little too far back. We've got a lot of Kimberly Bowwomen. We've got a Scorpion back here as well. It's firing. Swordmasters. I've got a lot of stuff that's maybe a little too far back. I'd say, like, the siege is going to be won or lost here. I would have said, well, I think it's already been lost here. I don't know if that's necessarily the siege is like over. I think they're going to fall back to better defenses, and they're going to let them into this open area. But there you go. Saw the first defense. I wouldn't said didn't go nearly as well as I thought it was going to go for the defenders. I thought they were going to have a lot more success. Did a fair amount of damage. There's a lot of dead down there, but I think definitely a lot more of their own than of the attackers. Those Thorax and those Chosen Swordband kind of powering through, you know. Kind of powering through. We're going to Desert Legionaries here. We're ready and waiting for that next sort of wave. We've got Tribal Slingers already firing at those Thorax, trying to, and the Back General Guard there, just, you know, keeping them pestered, annoying them. Three Spears here, jabbing away into the Tribal Slingers. They need to get these guys back to friendly lines. I don't know if they still have ammo. Oh, I guess maybe they can't. They are stuck up here, actually, because of the artillery hitting here. They are now stuck on this wall, which not the end of the world, but then they should just keep firing unless they're out of ammo, then, which might be the case. I don't know what this formation is that they're forming up here, but there's going to be a legionary engagement here with some Thorax swords. And there you go. They're going to battle away. Again, like I said, the legionaries should win this. Thorax have just got worse stats generally than these legionaries. Men trained in the art of war by Rome's legions, the finest troops in all of the Mediterranean, instilling their knowledge onto these Numidians. We've got Club Levy in there as well. Not so fine. This is just a man with a club told to go and fight. They're falling back again, I guess. Trying to get charge bonuses onto these Royal Guard. Yeah, the Club Levy, oh, the Bloodsworn, sorry, not Club Levy. They're going in once again. Bloodsworn, pretty solid unit. Bang for your buck. Keep pulling back the legionaries. They'll take casualties each time they do that. Yeah, I guess they're just trying to wear down this Royal Guard, and they're doing a good job, actually. They've killed like 30 of them here since we've been here looking at that engagement. Thorax losing this fight as well against the Desert Legionaries, but they're also losing. How war goes, everyone's a loser. They're really pushing on this front here. It's the nearest front to attack, I guess, from initially breaking through over there. But will they attack these other choke points here? I mean, they're getting shot at by Germanic slingers from a good distance away. They're shooting these Thorax here. But yeah, they could attack up here as well, or will they just skip it? I think the cap point... There is a cap point here. I don't know if that is the cap point. It might be. It might be. I don't see any others, to be fair. That might be where they need to attack. Unless, yeah, I don't think they... Well, there's also one back here. This could be the final one as well, I guess, a bit more in the open. But yeah, they're certainly pushing over on this flank here, trying to just get rid of this force. Tribal Slingers and Germanic Slingers here getting focused down, it looks, by Britain Slingers. It's a siege of Slingers, that's for sure. Not a lot of archers being used. Faction Royal Guard, need to be careful, don't need to overcommit, don't want to push out of formation. They'll get slaughtered by these legionaries. Definitely feels like they might have pulled through a little bit, looking at where some of these legionaries are. It's hard to say, though. Hard to say. They're going to fall back at the legionaries. They are pretty battered. both these units, but I just leave them in there. Prolonged melee, they'll do just fine, but they really want to cycle charge and kill these Royal Guard off. By falling back, they're allowing the enemy to get closer and closer to these slingers, and they're now in melee, these tribal slingers. I mean, they're nearly dead anyway, but there you go. Kind of wasting their purpose of being able to slingshot. And by falling back, they're giving more and more space for the enemy to operate in this sort of choke point here. You're going to see more legionaries come forward, and now a counter-offensive on this side here. Look at this. This is an all-out offensive here from the defenders. Trying to catch the attackers unawares, maybe, but yeah, legionaries now attacking against the Real Spears here. Definitely another fight that the legionaries can win. Is can they win enough of these fights? They've got to win. Like, they're outnumbered. 9 times out of 10, attackers have more troops in Rome 2 than defenders. And these legionaries, they're going to have to battle through a lot of units here. They've got Axe Warriors here supporting them as well. Solid unit. Yeah, look at this big offensive here. Now they're unifying with these 2 choke points. They're now going to counter-offensive against the enemy and sort of recontest this open space here. We've got Bloodsworn coming forward. We've got a Sword Mass, good units coming forward here. Attackers. They've got troops slowly trickling in. Still got reserves out here, to be fair, that could do being brought forward. We've got archers all the way back here as well, light peltasts. Bring them forward as well. They might be needed, those javelin men. They could do some good damage. But yeah, a new and even larger front line has been opened up here. Boys in blue from the Iceni fighting their barbarian cousins and the Germans here. I guess they might be sort of related. Who knows that these desert legions get focused down. I'll tell you one thing, that's for sure. These guys made a brave offensive here, and the chosen sword band to kind of push them back, actually, impressively. I think it's massively got to do, though, with the Syrian archers and these Britain slingers back here that are putting some heavy missile fire onto these legionaries. It's the same thing happening outside the walls there. Syrian archers getting some good side shots here until these engagements, focusing down these legionaries. And that's what the real problem is the missiles. That's why playing on the defensive might have worked a little better, because then, the attackers maybe don't get the best angles. They're archers. Swordmasters here powering away through. They're getting kills. They're getting solid kills, that's for sure. Noble swords down here, so we've got some really good units from Gede. Gede is fully committing as well. We're going to see a column form here. I think that's absolutely fine. Not really a pull through at all. There's open air there, and now they're going to attack into the chosen sword band potentially here. Yeah, you're going to see more troops come forward. I mean, they're holding back a lot of defending troops here with a single sword band and then a Thuriel spear. 2 units that aren't that great, to be honest, and certainly not this sort of state this chosen sword band's in. And there's a lot of troops back here that then can be thrown in. There's just archers here, and really, to be honest, it does feel like the attackers feel very thinly spread. They do feel very thinly spread. I mean, let's look at the reserves. There's still quite a lot. There's still more swords and spears coming forward here from the Thuriel spears. But they're now going over here to sort of put out this fire. I mean, what are the defenders? The defenders haven't got much left themselves, though, in fairness. They've got a Bloodsworn back here, another Sword Master. They should bring those forward if they're going to commit to this. Got a Bloodsworn here. We've got a couple of melee units coming out, Numidian skirmishers, Sword Masters. Oh, we got it. They can use that way out. It seems the Swaby General, he's gone into the back end. He's got Bactrian Royal Cavalry here. He's got Bactrian's General. The artillery, I think, is firing once again. Yeah, I think it might have fired his last shot there. Ambushes, which are ambushing something. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they came out round that way. I think they might have. Yeah, I think the General might have taken a different route to the one I was thinking he'd taken. But yes, even still, managed to do some damage, and he's doing some serious damage here to that Bactrian Royal cavalry, that's for sure. Companion cav trying to go out and support. They need to be careful this way, they don't want to lose their general. If they can get back in and out that way, that's great, because Swordmasters can cover that. A lot of wavering going on the front line, actually, with the defenders here. Desert Legionaries all breaking. I think they're from the first wave that went in. Bit of wavering going on as well for the defenders. They're sort of winning in this flank over here. They're going to need some reinforcements here at the attackers. We're going to see a thorax sword sent there yet as that one breaks. Archers have been sent into melee. That's never a good sign. They're already out of ammo. This choke point over here, they have won, but they haven't really got a lot to actually press on and sort of take the advantage with noble swords in there. They're defeating Thuriel spears. Do are sending forward, yeah, a little bit of their Bloodsworn here. Got a general in here as well, noble horseman. He's going in. The Swaby, Swaby are kind of like, yeah, in a bad spot. Oh, not Swaby, Gete are. Is that Swaby general alive? I'm going to go with no. Swaby, I think, might have lost his general here. Yeah, that's definitely a shattered general. Companion cavalry there, getting rid of him. Is he dead, though? Yeah, general recently died for Swaby. That's not good. That's going to be devastating for morale. They can get this heroic noble, though that would also be a good result here. He's already got 130 kills. He's doing very well. They're fighting on the wall over here as well. Mercenary Axe Warriors are going to push along here. It's literally a fight on all fronts here in this area. These Numidian skirmishers, once they've finished throwing, they're going to have to go into melee, that's for sure, because the line is getting thin, actually, on both sides. Haven't got a lot to give. Got a cav unit going in once again. That's Gede's general going in, and he's in a bit of trouble there. As I said, I don't think that went well, that charge. Charged straight into missiles, and I think Gede might now be without his general. Let's have a look. Yeah, Gede's general also dies. Dacia and also Swaby now out of a general. That leaves just Numidia with his general left, and he is a missile unit in melee right now. That is not so great. Balance of power, way in favor of the attackers still, but I don't honestly think they've got much in the way of actual infantry left. They've got a lot of missiles left, got a little bit of light infantry. There's a lot of heavies left here. We've got Desert Cohort, Desert Legionnaires, Noble Swords. There's still even a couple of Swordmasters that have still yet to be committed for Swaby. Here's one of them that's just going in for the first time. So I think really the defenders have got the quality, just not the quantity. And no generals now as well, more importantly. There you go, there's a bit of a break in the line here, kind of where Gede's general was. Nothing yet gone in there to replace it. There is a Thuriel spear here, sort of waiting on standby, I guess it could go in. But no real push being made there just yet. Might be about to see one from this Desert Cohort. Thorax swords falling back. We're going to see ambushes going in and painted ones. I don't think they're much of a match though for that Swordmaster. They might just weaken it. And then after that, it's not really, like I said, there's a lot of missiles I can see down there. Not a lot of cavalry though. I think Bactria might have lost his general. Bactria's general looks pretty thin. Has Numidia lost his? No, Numidia's still alive. Has Iceni lost his? No, but he's routing. Oh, they're pushing on here. I think it might be Mastodon. Mastodon's lost his. Yeah, Mastodon's lost his general. Just getting a flash in the corner. That's always the sign that someone's lost a general. And it's Mastodon. They're fighting Kimberly Bowwomen. And to be honest, they probably might beat that general and the Britain Slingers there. They're pretty solid. But yeah, we're going to see Bactria's Royal Cavalry going in a second here. I think they're going to go and silence that Scorpion, which to be honest might be out of ammo. If they could get a good volley now, sort of like last minute, That would be, and catch these guys unaware, that would be brutal. But we'll see. But there you go. I mean, Mastodon's not got a lot left. He's got like one of the final infantry reserve units. A lot of wavering going on here. I think this might be the death of the general for Numidia. Either routing or he's going to actually get killed, one or the other. And they're cutting down a lot of these archers, I'll give it that, but they are running low on infantry, that's for sure. There is literally like a blood sworn here. We've got a noble sword, Des Legionnaire, that Desert Cohort. There's not a lot left other than that. Kimberly Bowwomen might be finally about to give way. A Bactria and Royal Cavalry going in is making the big difference. That artillery routed. Can they get Bactria's general? Bactria, I think, yeah, his friends are routing, but that's it. General's very much alive for now. They're desperate trying to get it there. I think they need to be careful not to pull through these slingers. They need to kind of kill them off first. Balance power is still way in favor of the attacks. They actually have a lot of their troops now stationed on this wall over here. They've got a thorax and they've got a chosen sword band, which might be enough to make the difference. You never know. If they can get a lot of these archers, that's a win. Silencing this Scorpion here. Every little helps. If we can then kill off these Macedonian infantry units here, they'll be looking good. We've got the general over here. He's now engaging more Dacian units. Each charge, though, and each time he pulls out, he's going to lose a rider or two. It's very close, in fairness. Like, the amount that is left is tiny, and I feel I'm rooting for the defenders to somehow turn this around, but I feel like they just have a little too much to the attackers right now. I mean, they've got some good units left to the defenders, but they just, I don't know if they have enough of them, and they've lost generals. And that's huge, I think. A morale loss from the generals. When units would have lasted a little longer, given a little more. Instead, they routed. They're going to rout that Thuriel Spear, though. That's also got no general of Macedon, so Macedon's a bit of an easier picking for the defenders. They're going to pull out of that engagement there. Deal with these archers or these peltasts. No, they are archers. I'm going to get rid of them. That's a bit of a win, but they seem to have a little bit of ammo left. These Cretans are just shooting down the Swordmasters and the Desert Cohort. They're going to make a last stand in this corner by the looks of it here. His tribal sting is still stuck on the wall, which is quite sad to see. And yeah, same with Numidia. He's got like all of his troops all like just hiding on the walls here. The only two units really seeing any action are over here, but it's still super close. And they're still routing like Thorax here. Can they defeat some of these other Thorax? Potentially. This Desert Cohort has 317 kills. It has been a monster of a unit, that's for sure. I mean, he's killing off loads of archers now, so it's only going to increase his kill count. Look at these guys wrestling. Go on, kill that filthy barbarian. They're routing already at the slingers. They should just go capture the point should the attackers. There's one here they've already captured. The Swordmasters should really follow up with this Desert Cohort. I was going to say, and go and try and get some kills, go and chase these guys down. But we'll just fast forward a little bit because I don't know whether there's actually going to be any engagement. It looks like the attackers are running for the point, which is over here, and they're just going to get chased here by the defenders. Light Peltas here, exhausted. Desert Cohort is not exhausted; it's winded. They'll catch these guys. There you go. Very, very nicely done there. And that's an easy free kill there. And that's just one less unit they've got to deal with now. There you go. And that's just, you know, edging slowly towards victory, at least if the defenders. Balance power, though, still way in the favor. But they could get an army losses. You never know. And get that back in general as well. Like I said, that would be huge. And he's so close to dying. The only real problem is these archers. One little cav unit would be ideal right now to just deal with these archers. But obviously, it's asking a lot to, you know, have an archer, a cav unit to appear. Like Peltas return. That's not so great. I think they're out of ammo. We're going to see some Germanic slingers here. I think it's going to go and contest the point. So they just can't cap it freely like this. But they are nearly going to cap it. There you go. Capped. I think that starts his counter down. But I'm not entirely sure. I might just help them with morale. I imagine these slingers are probably going to lose to the archers. Yeah, they're more armored. They're just not as good as those Germanic slingers. Swordmasters, yep, going in, but they are definitely going to get killed off. They're pretty weak anyway. In go the Desert Cohort, and now that general's going to, yeah, get rear charges. And that might be GG. 40 seconds left. And I'm going to say that I think the defenders are going to be pipped at the post here, but they put up a really, really good fight, that's for sure. With literally a handful of troops left on either side, this was a really, really close fight for sure. Started off with, like I said, a bit nervy, but then as the battle went on, you could tell it was going to come down to the wire. The defenders were bold, I'll give them that. I think they could have done their initial tactic potentially, and just saved those troops from the first sort of original defense. Like when they fought out here originally, and then they fell back. I don't know, or maybe they just felt like that was necessary to bait the attackers in. I don't know, but there you go, a costly enemy victory, and it certainly was. It was certainly a worthy replay to be covered on the channel, that's for sure. Sent in by Hannibal, and a man that's called Hannibal, I feel like would know his way around a Rome 2 siege, that's for sure. But yeah, a glorious siege battle, getting 230 kills here with his Numidian skirmishers, 146 with another one. They actually brought five missiles. I don't know if that was a rule break or what. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Actually, no. It looks like most people brought 5 missiles. Usually it's 4. But maybe they go for 5 in their sieges. Anyway, Desert Cohort, 361 kills those guys finished on. They only brought the 1. The rest of them were legionaries. But yeah, did very well. This legion got 211 kills, 168, 187. And then, yeah, like his lighter infantry, 94 kills. Then we have Jeff Rush playing as Swaby, 106 kills with the Noble Riders there, 129 kills with the Scorpion, 193 kills with the Kimberley Bowwomen. Bloodsworn getting 194 kills, 143 kills. And then he's actually did bring all the Riders of the Hun, but no, I don't think we saw it in action. I think I must have missed that, but 57 kills. Swordmasters, 279 kills, very, very solid there. And then Get Diddled playing as Gete, getting 351 kills with the Noble Swords here. 235 kills with another Noble Swords, 198. They did solid, they really do. A good job. These are good for their bang for their buck for these swords units. And then the Axe Warriors, 193 kills, 128. Falksmen, he brought a lot of them. I wouldn't have said they did that great, to be honest. Yeah, 57 kills, not huge kills. 100 kills here with the Dacian Heavy Bows, 104 with another there. Then we have Nevarin playing as Bactria, 143 kills with the Bactrian Royal Cavalry, 194 kills with the Greek Scorpion, 126 kills here with the Peltas, 243 kills with the Syrian Archers, 150 with the Syrian Archers. His Royal Guard here getting 153 kills. And then they've got the Thorax Swords, 133, 124, 130, 116 kills. Then we have Honey Badger playing as Iceni, and he got 173 kills with Heroic Nobles before he fell. And the Chariots, 303 kills is really, really good. Even 201 kills with the Britain Slingers is actually insane. To be honest as well, he got some decent kills with them. 366 kills with this sword band as well. Wow, 233 with another there. They actually did okay. They performed pretty well, to be honest. 107 kills with the sword band, and then the painted one's getting 110 kills. Then we have Audaces playing as Macedon, 211 kills with his companion cavalry there. The archers getting 121 kills. Cretan archers there, 112. Thorax swords getting 253 kills. 159 kills, another thorax swords there, and then the Thorios spears, 108 kills is the best of those bunch. But there you go, guys. That is today's Rome 2 Siege. If you did enjoy and want to see more glorious siege battles on the channel, then do check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now. There's some absolute corkers there. But until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.